What up, good people? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today I'm going to be showing you guys the strategy that I have been backtesting and that I'm going to use for the month of April. So, if you're new to the YouTube channel, my name is Junior, aka General Trades, and I document my trading journey to becoming profitable. So, without wasting any time, let's get to the strategy. So, the strategy that I am using and that I have been backtesting for like the longest time is the open range breakout. But I don't just trade the open range breakout, I mix it with the AMD pattern, the accumulation, manipulation, distribution pattern. Yeah, so I mix the open range breakout, and I mix it with the accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and I get a strategy. So this is the document where I wrote the strategy. I'm going to be taking you guys step by step and explaining it to you guys, so you guys can understand what I'm trading, since I'm going to be trading weekly reviews of the trades that I've took. So let's go before we go to step one. So you can trade this strategy on Nasdaq, which is US 100, and you can also trade this strategy on Euro USD, which is a forex pair. So you can trade this from 3:30 to 6 p.m., which is South African time, and for Eastern Standard Time it's from 9:30, which is market open, to 12 p.m. So in South Africa, our market open is at 3:30. So remember that. Okay, so let's go to phase one. So phase one, the setup, 9:30 to 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In South Africa, this will be 3:30 to 3:45, quarter to 4. So, one, establish your bias. The first thing you do when you get into the chart, you establish your bias. What do I mean when I say establish your bias? So you're going to buy only if the MD aligns. You are buying if the Asia range. Okay, before I get into that, you're going to buy only if the MD aligns, and you're gonna sell only if the MD aligns. So before we get into this strategy step, let me explain to you guys what is the AMD. So let's go right here. So the AMD is this is how institutions build positions, trigger stop losses, and initiate trends. So basically, this pattern consists of three phases. Phase one is the accumulation phase, which you can see right here. The accumulation, you can see price didn't do too much, it just consolidated. So the second phase is the manipulation, which is the fake out. As you can see, price here took out the these stacked lows right here, which means it manipulated. Now it's going to distribute. This is phase three. It's going to do distribute, which is the real high volume move. So price accumulated by consolidating. Now price is manipulating by taking out these stacked lows right here, which is collecting liquidity. It's a fake out, and then the real move is going to be the distribution move to the upside. So same thing for a bearish scenario. Accumulation, for manipulation, we're looking for sales. Price will manipulate, take out these stacked highs right here, and then it's going to distribute to the downside. So I hope you get that, guys. So when you get into the charts, let's go back here. When you get into the charts, how do you identify this pattern, the AMT pattern? So you're going to identify the AMT pattern on the 15-minute chart. You're going to identify this AMT pattern on the 15-minute chart. On the 15-minute chart, you're going to see the accumulation usually happens in the Asia session, the accumulation part. The manipulation happens in the London session, and the distribution happens in New York session. So accumulation, you're gonna look for accumulation in the Asia session, and then manipulation in the London session, and distribution in the New York session. So buy only if the MD aligns. We're only going to look for buys if the MD aligns. If the MD accumulated, manipulated the lows, is definitely going to distribute to the upside, which means this is our bullish bias. So for our bearish bias, this is what's going to happen. Accumulation is going to happen at the Asia session, accumulation, and then London is going to sweep the highs, and then distribution to the downside. This is our bearish bias. We are only selling if this aligns, if price formed this exact pattern. So let's go to number 2 on phase 1. Number 2 on phase 1, you're going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close, mark the high and the low. Remember, the time is 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and the time in South Africa is going to be 3:30. So you're going to mark the 15-minute candle, going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close and mark the high and low. So on the 15-minute time frame, the 9:30 to 9:45, which is the 15-minute candle, you're gonna mark the high and the low. In South Africa, 3:30 to 3:45, that's the 15-minute candle. You're going to mark the high and the low. You're on the 15-minute chart, remember, mark the high and the low. So with phase 1, I think I have covered everything. Do not trade against the empty trend pattern. If, however, you get a sell setup, a bearish setup, and our bullish is it's a bullish bias, you do not enter for sales. Well, even if you see a support zone above or what, you do not trade against the empty trend or pattern. So let's go to phase 2. So this is where we are going to look for the breakout on the 5-minute chart. So you mark the high and the low of the 50-minute candle. Now we're going to look for the breakout on the 5-minute chart. So number 1, you have established your bias. Number 2, you have marked the high and the low of the 50-minute candle after market open. Now you're going to go to the 5-minute chart, 5-minute time frame, and you're going to look for a breakout. So phase 2, the breakout 5-minute chart. Number 1, watch for a 5-minute body close above the 15-minute high for longs or below the 15-minute low for shorts. So you're going to watch for a 5-minute body close above the 15-minute high for longs or below the 15-minute low for shorts. So number 2, identify the fair value gap or demand zone. The breakout candle must leave behind an inefficiency gap or a clear base. So what do I mean by watch for a 5-minute body close above the 15-minute high? Since you've marked the high and the low of the first 15-minute candle after market open, which is 9:30 for Eastern Standard Time and 3:30 for South African time, you're going to wait for a 5-minute body close. Remember, you're on the 5-minute time frame. you're going to wait for a 5-minute body close, not the wick. We want a body close above or below the levels that you have marked, which is the high and the low. So after price closed above or below that level, you're going to identify the fair value gap or demand zone. Okay, the close above or below price must leave a fair value gap, or it must have a clear base, a demand zone. So I'm going to show you this, guys, on the charts. Don't worry, I'm just gonna explain this, and we are going to go to the charts, and I'm going to show you exactly how this strategy forms. So phase 3, the confirmation and entry. Wait for the retest. Price must pull back into the fair value gap or the demand zone that you have marked. The trigger enter only when a 5-minute engulfing candle forms within your zone pointing in your direction. So this is the management, risk management, how you put your stop loss and how you do everything. So let's go into the charts and let me explain this when you guys are seeing the real charts play out. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this, I'm gonna remove this, I'm gonna remove this. Okay, let's go to the 15-minute chart now. On the 15-minute chart, this is a trade that played out yesterday when I was vlogging. So this is what happens. This is the Asia session right here. I'm gonna mark that. This is the accumulation, which is the Asia session. This is a manipulation on the London session. Okay, so and we're going to have a distribution from the New York session. Distribution right there. Okay, so when you enter the charts, you're going to have only two phases of the MD that have already formed. You're going to have the accumulation and manipulation, because that's the Asia session and the London session. The New York session has not already played out, so you're going to be trading the distribution phase. So this is 9:30, as you can see, as I marked with the mouse. I'm gonna mark the low, which is this week right here, and I'm going to mark the high, which is this week right here. After that, we have established our bias. Remember, guys, this is accumulation, manipulation. This is our bearish bias. We're going to only look for sells. So we're going to jump to the 5-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, you are going to see like that. So sorry, when we this is what we look for, guys. A 5-minute body close. As you can see right here, the candle closes below the low of the 15-minute candle, which is what we are looking for since we are in a bearish bias. So price has left a lot of fair value gaps right here. It has left this fair value gap, it has left this fair value gap, it has left this fair value gap. So which fair value gap are we taking? We only take fair value gaps that are inside the range. So we are going to look for the fair value gap that price respects. As you can see right here, we wouldn't use this fair value gap because price disrespected and closed above. So which we are going to look for the above fair value gap. As you can see, price tweaked the fair value gap and started to change direction just like that. Okay, so price came back to the fair value gap as per instructions here. We only look for to take a trade when a 5-minute engulfing candle forms within your zone pointing in your direction. As you can see right here, price engulfed this candle right here. It engulfed the green candle. This is where we will take our trade right here, and then stops above the fair value gap. So I usually target a 1:2 risk to reward, so that will be there, and we're gonna extend this, and as you can see, price hit TP. So this is just the basics of the strategy. There's a lot that goes into the strategy. What I look for, just as you can see right here, I've marked this daily fair value gap. I don't only look for the MD bias, but I don't use the MD only to determine the daily bias, but then I also use the higher time frames to determine my bias. But then this is just a great example of how the trade played out. So this strategy doesn't always work out, but then yesterday it played out perfectly. So yeah, that's basically the whole strategy. Yeah, man. So if you want to see the whole document, this is the whole document. You can screenshot, you can learn the strategy, you can ask questions in the comments. So I'm done with the strategy. Now I'm going to be explaining why I showed you guys this strategy. So I showed you guys this strategy because tomorrow is the first of April. So this is where I'm going to be start trading on a real account. When I say real account, I'm meaning like I bought a prop firm. I bought a prop firm account, and it's an instant prop firm account. It's not a challenge phases and whatever. It's an instant. I'm going to be start to trade it on tomorrow. I'm going to start trading tomorrow, and then I'm going to be sharing with you guys the weekly review. I'm going to be sharing you all the trades that I took during the week, and I'm going to show you my P&L. I'm going to show you everything, my journal, how I journal my trades, why I took the trades, and all of that. So I'm excited to share with you guys everything that I'm going to be going through in this month of April. So this is the strategy. Tomorrow I'm starting to trade on a prop firm account. It's going to be a series of I think I'm going to name it trying to get a payout, or yeah, something between those lines. But then yeah, you guys will just see with the videos that I'll put in on YouTube. It will show you guys that the journey has started. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching for the video. I would really appreciate you guys if you like the video. Comment anything that you want to know about the strategy. I am willing to share everything with you guys. This strategy, I've built it and I've back tested it, so I know a lot about the strategy. So you can comment any question, anything you want to know, and yeah, man. And please subscribe, guys. Please subscribe so this channel can grow and can reach a lot of people. So I'll see you guys on the next video.